Well, go on, traders. Yeah, the traders are here again, man. All right, so I want to dive into Mullen stock here, but before I do that, I want to address the elephant in the room, guys. And that elephant is the issue with regards to what Mullen may be facing, and that is in regards to the stock being delisted. All right, so let me see if I can go through that quickly with you guys and not, make this video too long. So the inside Indiana business, I just googled it to pull up the first news report on it. And these guys, the news article says Mullen approaching NASDAQ delisting deadline. Okay, this was published January 27th. And here is a look at the Mullen vehicle. So it's basically saying that um, California-based EV manufacturer um, is facing the potential of delisting from the Nasdaq. Okay. Mullen said this week it's continuing efforts to bring the stock price above the minimum $1 bid requirement for March 6th deadline. That's a deadline, guys. It also said that Mullen stock fell below the $1 per share late July 2022 and has not crossed the minimum threshold since. And basically, what this is saying is that once the stock reached below $1 for 30 consecutive days, it was not in compliance with the stock market with Nasdaq, and they were given 180 days to regain compliance of the minimum bid requirement. Okay, what's the pros and cons of that now, guys? So, um, if Mullen gets delisted, guys, the worst case scenario, I would say, is the stock will still remain on the stock market, but the stock would now move from being on a Nasdaq, for example, but it will move over to the OTC, which is the over-the-counter market, and that's where a lot of penny stocks start off at before they actually apply and get onto the Nasdaq, guys. So the stock is not going away. The only impact I would think it would be depend on your trading platform, because some platforms you don't can trade over the counter stocks on it, but you could actually call your broker. For example, I'm on TD Bank. I trade with TD Bank or Thinkorswim. I could actually call the broker and say I need to trade, X amount of shares, and they will do that for you. All right, so that's the worst case scenario. Now, I always look on the bright side, guys. So, what does this mean in terms of delisting, in terms of a positive look on this scenario? I would say this put pressure on Mullen to get their PR together, guys. This put pressure on them to get the stock up before the deadline of March 6th. Get it up and above the dollar, guys. So I think this for Mullen, not for the shareholders not approving that reverse split to get the stock above $1, and for Mullen has mentioned that yes, they're continuing efforts to bring the stock above the minimum bid price of $1. I think this is a very bullish sign, guys. So I don't take this as anything negative. All right, and guess what? They also have in their back pocket the opportunity to request an extension of another 6 months. So yeah, but I would prefer if they try to push towards getting the stock above the dollar by that time. All right, so let's take a look and see what's going on with the stock, guys. Okay, so the video I made yesterday is, as I had mentioned to one of the viewers, was just to ensure that we give new investors a word of caution in terms of when stocks run up, there's always a pullback, guys. And so far, Mullen has not really pulled back. So it's looking very bullish, guys. So I would have expected that the pullback would come back to this level. You see where we had hit the the resistance here, guys, at 40 cents. I would have expected the pullback to come down to that level, and then we do a little bit of consolidation before pushing back up. But the stock came back down to around 41 cents, right on top of the top of the resistance there. So chances are maybe this could be the new support, guys, and then we do a little bit of consolidation before we try to pop through this huge resistance there, guys. So we also look at other indicators. The RSI, if you look at the bottom of my screen, the RSI is at the overbought territory. So it'd be nice if the RSI comes back down to the oversold territory. So if you look at the what happened prior, we were at the overbought territory. This stock had run up, came back down at this level. If you look at my cursor, guys, the other overbought territory was when the stock ran up at this level. And if you look at the chart, it ran up here, ran up there, and the RSI now is at the overbought territory, and we got a good run up, not a not a pop, but a good stable run up. So the market is basically looking at, we are in a overbought situation right now, so we may see a little bit of consolidation for the stock to come back down. But again, we don't know. It depends on what the volume is saying. So let's take a look and see what's going on now, guys. Let's take a look at the options. So this is before I look at the options, let's look at Yahoo Finance. Yeah, okay, give me a sec. So Yahoo Finance, guys, Yahoo Finance, it's saying all positive news here, guys. Very bullish. So the stock went up 3% yesterday, guys. Almost 3% pre-market. Market cap, it's staying above the 700 million, guys, so it's looking good. Volume that came in was below average volume, but yet still the market cap held up. That means there's no real sell-off there, in terms of people buying and selling. There's no real sell-off, guys. Even compared to the overall market, if you look at the TSX was down, S&P 500 was down, the Dow was down, and Muln is still printing, guys, still making money. So if we look at the comps, Lucid was up, Neo came back down. Well, the balloon was now shut down, so I don't know what's going on with Chinese stocks, but yep, I don't know if that could have played an impact. And in terms of Rivian, was up slightly, Xpeng down. So overall, looking bullish, guys. So let's go back to our options. Call volume, guys, was kind of crazy yesterday. So a lot of interest pouring in, guys. We got calls coming in for 100,000. Puts basically non-existent, but calls are flowing in, guys. If we look at what the open interest is for this Friday, 46,000. So chances are that will start to tick up by further by this Friday, guys, because the volume is coming in. If you look at next week Friday, 60,000. The following week, 28,000, and this is the week before the actual deadline for the delisting, 12,000. So guys, I think overall it's looking pretty bullish. So the question is, what will we do at this point? It's very we're at a little stage here, guys, where do we load up more? Do we wait for it to come back down on top of the resistance, or and then we will load up more, or we wait and see does it consolidate at this level before pushing up? or do we wait for the RSI to come down before we start buying again, guys? But overall, I think it's pretty positive in terms of how the stock is looking. All right, so that's all I have for you. This is a little bit earlier in the morning. So, as usual, if I want to get the early notification in terms of where I think the stock will run for the day, don't forget to subscribe. And as usual, I appreciate a thumbs up. Thank you and have a great day.